Look, we all know why you're here. Getting a gift for someone who has a pretty specific hobby that's similar to another hobby, but is definitely not the same hobby is hard. Whether you have tried in the past and it was a total flop, or maybe you've been giving gifts for so long that what exactly else does a crocheter need or want? I got you covered. I've compiled a list of over 35 items that are sure to spark your interest and give you some direction as to what your seasoned pro or brand new beginner crocheter in your life might need. Or, again, want. Now, before we dive in, I do want to let you know that some of the links in the description box are affiliate links. I just started an affiliate program with Amazon. I've never tried an affiliate program. I did be nice. I don't know. This is all new to me. Anyway, the first item on our list is stitch markers. Now, if you're thinking, look, I've given stitch markers and I've given stitch markers and they have enough. No, stitch markers is always a good answer. It's always a good gift. Do you know how many stitch markers are out there? There are these ones from Amazon, which are super cheap, and you get a ton with them because stitch markers break, stitch markers get lost. You have so many projects. Having a ton on hand is always nice. Also, have you looked at Etsy recently? Or maybe tagged along to a local yarn store? There are so many people who make amazing stitch markers, super cute stitch markers. Whatever interests somebody might have, besides crochet, there is a stitch marker for them. For example, I was able to pick up these adorable corgi stitch markers. Aren't they so cute? I mean, again, it's the name. Also, one of my other hobbies is this little guy. I am a frequent visitor, and having this color, which is my favorite color, and having him, I love it. Now, closer look at stitch markers. A quick overview of different stitch markers. This is your basic stitch marker. This is the one I highlighted over on Amazon. It is your basic, cheapest option. It locks into position, and it is sold by, I don't want to say the ton, but it's sold by large quantities. This is a larger version of that, great for heavier weight yarn. Notice again that it does lock into position. This is a circular stitch marker, but the yarn will slide through and then it will lock, but not lock like these, into position. These are great that you don't have to sit there and unlock them every time. These have a circle, but notice that the clasp, they are a clasp and it does open. This is a lobster claw. Not the most ideal, however, still works. This little beauty is a circular stitch marker. Notice that it does not open. It is literally a circle. This is used for knitting. We don't want those for crochet. Now, item number 2 is really 2 items, but they go hand in hand, so I put them together. It is a ball winder and a swift. Now, a swift is an umbrella that you will put yarn that is in a hank that usually comes either from a local yarn store or from an indie dyer, and you will need this to then attach to the ball winder and put it into a ball. Now, do you need an umbrella / swift to use a ball winder? No, you don't. Some people don't buy hanks of yarn. They only buy skeins or balls of yarn, cakes of yarn, things of that nature. So having a swift is pointless for them. If your crocheter doesn't use that kind of yarn, skip the umbrella, skip the Swift. You're fine. Now, I would recommend a ball winder for every crocheter, nay, every yarn crafter. That includes the other hobby that we have briefly mentioned and a crocheter. This is something that is great when you have yarn that's gotten tangled, and it just makes life a lot easier. So if they don't have one, believe me, a ball winder is pretty top priority. Next on our list is a makeup bag or a small zip top bag. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I mean these. These are great. They keep your items secure. You can throw in scissors, your other notions, hooks, hand cream, all the things that you might need or think you need, including snacks, in here, zipped up and placed with your project. Now, the fun thing with this is literally any makeup bag will do. My cousin gifted me this, and again, I mentioned this hobby earlier. Interest? There's also like this cute one. I got this from someone who makes things specifically for readers. You can see the cute little books, but I immediately thought I need that for my projects. Or even places like Michaels or Joann's have things like this. This is really cute. I love that it has crochet, knit, sew, weave, embroidery, cut, notions, create. It's a very thin bag, but it still gets the job done. These are honestly available so many places. TJ Maxx, Walmart. Tell me you haven't been to a store sometime in your life and have not seen one of these. Number 4 is a storage container for those stitch markers we bought back in number 1. Now, you can put them in the makeup bag, but they might, fall out if they're opening it up in a hurry, or they just get jumbled with everything else inside. I personally love these little tins. They're the perfect size. I have several of them. I put them into different projects that I'm working on. I always keep like stitch markers inside, and I will keep a yarn needle in there for weaving in those ends. I did not have this on the list, but this is also a good option if they are running low on these. Really so handy. Now, there's a couple of options for these on Amazon. These ones, I know it's controversial, but I did get these at Hobby Lobby, and they have cute ones. They're relatively cheap, and I love them. Also, I included this on the list. There is a local gal who is branching out, and she's in several different yarn stores across the western states. She has cute tins like this. Now, this one I picked up at our most recent Fiber Arts Festival. Too legit to knit, which is funny because the first time I used this was actually for a knitting project. Anyway, these are really cute. She tries to make them unique, doesn't remake them, and some of them come with this great little divider for your stitch markers. And again, needle, you can't see it, right there. I did put a link to her shop in the description. However, she does not have any of these in stock right now. Number 5 is a neck lamp. You can find them relatively cheap on Amazon, and they are perfect for when your eyes are hurting you, like you're using black yarn, or if the power goes out, whatever. They're just handy to have. They're also great if you're a reader. There is a specific kind that was made for knitters and crocheters, and I do have that. This is called Lumos, and it is a bit pricier. It's about double the price as the one that I just showed on Amazon. It is really great. They are dual controlled. So if I only want one light, and there is 3 different colors, and it's really moldable. So that's, you know, really great if you're wanting to stare down at your project. Now, this next item is great if you've been crocheting for a while and you have some hooks where the information on the side has rubbed off, meaning, you know, what size hook it is, and you're kind of holding it up to other hooks that haven't been rubbed off, and you're just not sure. This is great because they have different holes that you can put your hook in and see which size it is. Some of these also have this little square in the middle, which is for gauge. Gauge is if you're working on like a sweater or a little bit more finicky project, and you need to make sure that the hook you are using is correct for the project and meeting the size it needs to. Well, okay, gauge is for every project, but I only use it for clothing. Confessions, sorry. Number 7 is a little generic, but it's still great. A gift card. Whether you get it for a major retailer like Joann's or Michaels, or you go online and get it for an online retailer, little bonus points option is to maybe, if they have an Instagram, go on, see what indie dyers they follow, if any, and buy a gift card from them. That's helping out a small business and benefiting the person you are gifting it to. Or you can go to a local yarn store, again, supporting a local business and a small business, and giving a gift that the person will absolutely use and find something that they love. The next few things on the list are related but different. So first up, number 8, are blocking mats. Now, don't freak out at these prices because there are a few that are pretty up there. They are used for blocking a project, or in other words, getting a project a little bit closer to what the ideal finished item is. There's a whole process to blocking. I won't go into too much detail here, but know that this is a really great item to buy a crocheter, and if they have one, maybe get them some more blocks. If you don't want to buy a specific blocking mat, there's also the option of getting kids play mats, which, you know, they kind of look the same and they're much cheaper. However, the nice thing with a blocking mat is, remember, you did see that grid on them, and it's nice for measuring. You can still obviously measure on the other blocks, but you don't have those lines. Believe me, I love those lines. You save my bacon a lot. Now, number 9 is pins for that mat. Now, a lot of those blocking packages will come with T-pins, which are just individual pins that you can use to place out and, you know, stretch out your project, and they're fine and dandy, or so I thought. Something that was an absolute game changer to me were blocking pins. I am telling you, so much nicer. Instead of having to place several pins next to each other, you just have this block of pins that you can just put down and move on to the next one. It really, it depends on your price that you want to spend. Yes, there are off brands for this, and you know what? They work just fine. However, I am a sucker for the name brand in this case. I actually have both. So these ones are a dupe from Amazon, and they're great. You know, they do what they need to do. However, let's see if I can find an example. They tend to bend really easily. It is not uncommon to pull one of these out and it's like this. Whereas if I use my name brand one, which is from Knitter's Pride, and I did link that below, these guys are a little bit more solid, and they, I mean, I guess you could bend them, but look how less bendy they are. The other one, I could just barely push it and it bent, but these are worth the extra money in my opinion. The next semi-related item is a granny square blocking board. Yes, a granny square blocking board. You can see the intended purpose. You can block granny squares out really great. You're able to stack several granny squares on top of each other, which makes blocking a quicker process. So I actually just got one of these this last year, and I don't make a ton of granny squares. However, when I've used this for granny squares, it's been so great. Next item, number 11, that is included in this little group of related but not related items, is wool wash. Wool wash is used when you are getting ready to block a project. It helps kind of loosen those fibers a little bit, but it's also a great thing to have when you are wanting to wash those items that you spent hours and hours on, and make sure that it stays really nice. So there is wool wash that's on Amazon. They're okay. I mean, the most popular brand is Soak, and Soak is really, you know, it's popular for a reason. People love it. You can also buy this at your local yarn store. I am always one for supporting local if you can. Another option, and I just love her stuff. This is Sorella Yarn. She has wonderful smelling wool wash. Now she has a couple here that are just always in stock, but when she does a collection, she will put out special scents for that collection. Next on the list, number 12, is a yarn bowl. Now, people seem to use yarn bowls a little bit more with knitting, but that does not mean that you cannot use it with crochet. There are a lot of great options here on Amazon. However, I do recommend checking out Etsy. There is, oh my gosh, so many more options, and they're so cute. This is truly something you can get that is a unique but useful gift. I mean, look at this. How gorgeous is that? You can also get these at Joann's, Michaels, something like that. I haven't ever really used one, but I did purchase one last year. It's kind of sat as a lovely little decoration, but let me demonstrate the purpose in case you were curious. You put the yarn in there, kind of wrap it through, and then you can pull on it and it doesn't pop out. Number 13 on the list is a big one. I personally feel like you can never, ever go wrong with these. I never have enough, and there's always gorgeous ones that come out. This is a project bag. Now, there are project bags in so many different kinds of shapes and sizes, and really it depends on the project. They might maybe do a little bit more, and if they're traveling somewhere, or, you know, really you kind of need one of everything, right? So some examples are good old tote bags. I have so many of these. These are not all of the ones I have, but I mean, you get tote bags everywhere, right? So these, I have had this one for over 20 years. I love this one because I love to travel, and I use it for projects all the time. There's some pretty ones. I mean, I got this cute little one with a corgi on it. Tote bags. They're great for this. There are also specialty ones I got this one, which is super cute. It has a little handle on it. It has a zipper. It has a pocket on the inside. Again, you can zip it up, put your project in there. Really, really just handy to have. You can put this in a bigger bag and it won't get lost. There are also project bags like this. They typically don't have a pocket. Some do. That's what they look like on the inside. But again, you can put your project in it. Do that, put it in a bigger bag, you're set. Lots of those. This is a newer one that I got at Joann's. Joann just came out with a couple of new items like this. This is great. It has a couple pockets up here. It has some pockets on the inside. It's not super big, but it's perfect for just, a little project that you are maybe working on the couch or something of that nature. Now, going with totes, I got this one at Home Goods, I think. And it is perfect for like a blanket project, a bigger project. There's no pockets in it, but I love how long the straps are. Perfect for a project bag. Now, if you have a little bit more money, there are some fancier items out there, like Delaque. Delaque is known for their snap bags, but they also have high quality, fantastic project bags. If you are looking for a little bit more luxe to give your crocheter, take a look at this. Hi, if anybody is watching that is maybe shopping for me, this is what I want. It's out of my price range, it's out of your price range. It's fine, but I want it. I want it so badly. Now, if you have a higher price range, mud is, oh, I can smell this page. They're all leather goods. I mean, look at how absolutely gorgeous these things are. I don't have words. I mean, just look at it. It's just beautiful. So whether you go for a tote bag or a specific project bag, P.S. those project bags, you can find so many on Etsy. Project bags. You can get so many unique things and really tailor them to the person you're shopping for. You could also get cute, crochet related ones. It's really, you cannot go wrong with this one. Number 14 are kit clubs. Now, if you want a gift that keeps on giving, maybe consider it a kit club. There aren't as many as there used to be. There's some of these options like I'm showing on the screen, but they're a monthly subscription service and they will either have one project in them or, a couple of ideas that come with yarn. And it's just something fun to look forward to because it's a mystery. Over here at Annie's, now I did purchase this in a knit version. They don't sell it anymore, but it added up pretty quickly. However, it was a wonderful item to improve my knitting stitch knowledge. Just like this would be a fantastic way to improve your crochet stitch knowledge. Now, if you're not super into this kind of thing and you want to shop local, there are plenty of indie dyers who will do monthly subscriptions or come out with special collections. For example, I know that Yarnaceous Fibers, they do a book club and they will put out what book they're reading and then she will have related yarn and a bunch of other goodies inside. So definitely look around. Again, maybe check out their Instagram and see who your crocheter really loves to follow, what kind of yarn she likes. And sorry, I keep saying she or he likes, and maybe grab them something from there. Number 15, we are getting into storage. Maybe you have a crocheter who has lot of yarn and they need a better way to control it. There are great options like these guys. It goes pretty far up there. I actually stacked two on top of each other because one just wasn't big enough. You can find these on, Amazon. I picked these ones up from, I think it was Target. You also have fantastic options at IKEA. IKEA is known for their cubby bookshelves, and there is a reason for that. They are high quality. There's also options like under the bed storage. I definitely use this as well. And actually, it's a little bit easier to have them in cubbies because you're seeing what you have. I was doing some fall cleaning earlier this week and pulled out the storage containers under my bed and went, I forgot about that. Still, great way to put some things out of sight and, make room for more yarn. So number 16 is pretty simple, but every crocheter slash crafter in general needs it. It is a measuring tape. Now, here on Amazon, you can see that there are a ton of cheap options. You really don't need much. I like having a few because I will keep them in different project bags. As much as I try to keep them in one spot at home, they end up getting taken and put into a project bag. So having several is great. This one here I got from a different store, but I do actually have that one. So really cute llama on the front, something on the back. It says yarn rules. Really, really handy. I mean, it's measuring tape. Now, if you have someone who likes to have printouts of patterns, this is a fantastic gift. This is a pattern holder. There's a few options on Amazon that you can see here, but it is a game changer. Now, I have one of these, and this is for a project that I've maybe been working on for a while. Someday I will finish it, and it is a gift. Sorry, person who it's intended for. But this is a great way, especially on this kind of project, that I can keep track of what row I'm on and hold it in place so I'm not fiddling with it. Before I bought this, I was using a sticky note to kind of keep track of what row I was on, and it wasn't that convenient. Next up, and this is a bit of a luxury item, is a pattern binder. Whether it's just a regular binder and you put a lot of printouts of patterns in it, or it's something like this. I got this from a company called Twice Sheared Sheet. I actually won this in a bingo contest, so that was great. What's great about something like this is it has a place that you can put project notes. It has, the colors you use. You can do the punch out, put a little bit of the yarn so you don't forget. If you made a swatch, you can put your swatch in there. And then it also, just kind of like the last one, it does have a place that you can put your pattern on and then move this up so it's where you are in your pattern. Really cute item, and I obviously have not used this yet, but I will. Next up, number 19, fuzzy socks. Okay, this time of year, who does not love fuzzy socks? There is nothing better to me than having a free afternoon, having fuzzy socks on, curled up on the couch with a crochet project. Honestly, fuzzy socks. Now, these are everywhere this time of year. You can get them on Amazon, or I really like Old Navy. Old Navy has great Christmas options. I saw a Hanukkah option. they have just, they're cheap. They're not bad. And fuzzy socks. Next up, number 20 are arthritis gloves. Now, this is not specifically for people who have arthritis exactly, but if you have been crocheting for a while and you have a muscle or something that is starting to twinge a little bit, and obviously let it rest, but if you need something to keep going, there are these. Now, ignore all the dog hair on this. I have corgis and they shed their glitter everywhere. But I have definitely used this. I had surgery last year right here, and so sometimes I can feel that my hands are kind of, cramping up. This is great that I can keep on going. Really just a small item that you don't really need until you need it. So it's good just to have. Next up, we mentioned Adela Q when we were talking about project bags, but I did mention that they are well known for their Oh Snap bags, and I have to share them with you. I put them in their own category because they're not a project bag and they're not like a makeup bag like I was showing. They are superior in many ways. So I have multiple sizes. These are great. They come in different colors. I got both of these at a local yarn store. You can buy them on their website, and I will link that. But what is different with these is they snap. And if you are worried about a project that will possibly get caught in a zipper, this is a great option. Or, yarn can go up in between here, so you can keep your project, your yarn down here and let it feed through. And honestly, there's nothing as satisfying as, it's great. I love them. I got a huge size if I want to have like a scarf project in there. Really, really high quality items. Number 22, if there's still time, there's still a few places who have some of them, Advent yarn kits. Now, again, this kind of depends on when you're watching this and how close you are to the holiday, because you may not get these in time, but if they have them available, it's still great to open after the holiday. This one from Hobie is a knit Advent. I do have their crochet one, however, that is sold out online. So if you do have a person who does also knit, maybe this is a good option. You will open it every Sunday in December, and it comes with yarn and a project. There is also this one from Biscotti Yarns. This is one of the very few Advent calendars I found. It does say Advent calendar for knitters. Ignore the knitters part. It is for crocheters too. I have done a couple years of these kind of things from different indie dyers, and it is so wonderful, just like a regular Advent calendar, to open up something every day and just be surprised. Okay, now you weren't super surprised with the old Advent calendars we used to get with the wax chocolate in them. Still, it was something to look forward to every day in December, and it just, I don't know. I love Advent calendars. Number 23 is a crochet pillow. Now, this has some degree of discussion and argument in the crafter world. Many feel that these are just boppy pillows, which is what pregnant people use. They are different depending on which one you get. Now, there's a couple here on Amazon. Not really a lot of great options. There is one that is on the Hobie website that I just barely mentioned. Now, I don't know why it's showing me prices in euros. Suddenly, I tried to fix it and it's still showing me euros, even though I have it shipped to the US and I am logged in. But okay, here it is in euros. However, the most popular one is by a brand called Valari. Now, they are originally a gaming pillow, but a lot of people were stealing the pillows and using it for crocheting, And the company realized, hey, this is a niche we can kind of dive into. I actually have one. So I saw all the hype and I was genuinely curious. Due to an accident, I have a back that is not so great anymore. And especially when you're crocheting for a while, it tends to get tired, or holding your arms up kind of hurts. So there is this doodad called the Volare pillow. Now it goes around you and it buckles, and then you are left with, well, I guess I can, just give you a little show here. It goes around you and it hooks and it's nice in place. And then as you're crocheting, your hands are rested on both sides of it, and you are able to maintain a better posture and keep your just keep a lot of less pain. So while this pillow is great, I personally don't use it all the time, mainly because I overheat easily, and on my thighs, it makes me warm. And that's honestly the only reason I don't use it as much as I really want to / should, because having it here really does, it makes me sit up taller, and it really does make a difference for long sessions of crochet to not have your hands in like being held up. They can just rest and be in a relaxed stage. So it is a bit pricey. Like I said, there are cheaper options on Amazon, like you saw, but they are not really comparable. So if you're running a crochet pillow, I would definitely go with something like this. And in fact, I'm going to now wear this for the rest of the video because this is just really comfy. Number 24 is something that is just blowing up everywhere. And those are amigurumi kits. Now, if you have a seasoned crocheter that you're shopping for, this may not be their thing unless maybe they're trying to branch out and learn something new. But if you have a beginner crocheter, this is honestly a great way to start. Now, the most popular kit is the Woobles. However, you are paying for that. I personally, even with some of their things that have come out that are name brand, like they have a Harry Potter kit. Like, come on, I love that. I'm not going to pay that much money for them unless you have an avid Harry Potter person, and that is the only way they want to learn to crochet. Then go for it. There are much more affordable options if that's what you're looking for. Red Heart has recently come out with a lot of great kits. Obviously, Amazon is going to have a lot of options as well, lots of Woobles, lots of other things. And really, it's just where you want to spend your money. I need to apologize. I shouldn't give that much hate to Woobles because they have taken this and perfected it. So really, shout out to them. They are doing a fantastic job. Moving on, we have scissors. So I kind of have the notion split up all throughout this list. Maybe this should have been by measuring tape, but I just tossed it in there. Scissors are a wonderful gift, especially some of those unique scissors that are out there. And they really are a necessity when it comes to crocheting because you need to cut yarn, and how else are you going to do that? Now there's several options. You can just go with your basic scissors. There are ones like this. When it's back to school, I will buy kitty scissors at Walmart, and these are a great option. I also am a fan of these little snippies. I got this at a local yarn store and then went on to Amazon and bought more of them. They are super sharp, very, very sharp. And they're small, compact, really great to put into project bags. Now, there are some, like if I want to have them fit into my little tins, there are things like, I'm just making lots of noise, this. They have these on Amazon, and they just, you just move the little thing and then you have scissors. My complaint about this, and it was the same from both places I purchased them, they are super dull. I mean, dull. So you will probably need a knife sharpener, scissor sharpener to actually make these worthwhile. However, I do love that they can actually fit into these, and even more so, make them all in one. Now, if you have someone who has crocheted for a while and you're thinking they have scissors, they don't need more. They really do. This one, this is where you can kind of splurge a little bit. I got this one from my local yarn store. I've actually seen this on Amazon. I've seen it in several different places. But I love that it has its own little pouch. And then these scissors they're so great. They're rose gold, they're pretty sharp, and even more so if you want to push them down, they actually go like that, and they look like little glasses, but really compact. Just, yeah, scissors. Now, this next one is a great gift. However, you must shop wisely, and that is crochet hooks. Everybody always needs extra crochet hooks. I know that I have hooks in different project bags, or you put your hook down and then suddenly it disappears, and so you need that same size, and having more is a fantastic option. Obviously, there's quite a few on Amazon. I personally love this one. I have actually bought it twice. It is fantastic for, having multiple sizes and having a little pouch to keep them in. These are really wonderful to leave in a project bag, and I have to worry about if my nice hook is going to get ruined. Also a great option on Amazon. I have actually never tried these, but everyone raves about them, are Clover Amour hooks. Again, a pack that has all of these different sizes in them. Now, there are a couple other places you can buy. If you are going for luxury, one place that most crocheters will talk about is furlscrochet.com. The price is high, and I won't lie, it took me quite a while to bite the bullet and try it. And oh my gosh, these are without a doubt the best hooks I've had, or some of the best hooks I've had. There are resin types, and they have these gorgeous metal ones. Now, I have the metal one. They are super, super smooth. And actually, there is a test that was done by Elise Rose Crochet. Feel free to look that up. It was so fascinating. Her husband and her took a bunch of different hooks and checked how smooth it was on a special machine, and Furls won hands down. Yarn slides and glides over this. It is beautiful. Now, I actually have found one that I like almost as much. This is from Mary Maxim, which is an online crafting company. They do crochet, they do knitting. Their yarn prices are great, but they also do things like puzzles and other stuff. They have a wooden crochet hook, and I find that this one is super smooth as well, and about half the price of this. There's also the option of Etsy. Etsy has a bunch of hooks that people have designed the handles for. Really, so many options in general for this option. Make sure you know what your crocheter likes. Number 27 on the list is kind of a newer option. Most people used to use yarn bowls, but now we have things that are yarn holders. If you can see here on Amazon, there are quite a few options. There is one, it kind of reminds me a little bit of a paper towel rack or a spinner that you can put your yarn on, and it will spin and keep your yarn untangled, mostly. There is also an option, it's called a mini minder, Lemonwood Love. They were the first people that really, at least that I'm aware of, that came out with this kind of product. You were able to put a ball of yarn on it and walk and craft at the same time. I do have one of these, and I really do like it. However, I feel like if it's a project that I really have to pay attention to, I don't use it as much. But definitely, if you have, honestly, it's a great product. It really is in general. There's a lot of other companies that have come out and made similar products, and really, it's kind of about experimenting. I have tried some that are just as good and some that are big flops, but this is great. I have gone on walks with this. I traveled to California this summer, and I was able to bring this along with me every day and do crocheting while I was in line at amusement parks, and when we were waiting for events to start. Honestly, fantastic. Number 28. Now, this probably should have been put up with some of this other stuff, but a steamer. A steamer is great and frankly kind of essential if you are blocking an acrylic project. Now, yarn fibers, we won't go too far into because you are just looking for ideas for gifts. But trust me when I say, if your crocheter works a lot with acrylic, this is something that you will need. Number 29, hand cream. We use our hands all the time and our hands get super dry. Now, you can get hand cream from so many different places, but believe me when I say get the good stuff. If you're going to Bath and Body Works, for example, make sure you're getting like the cream lotions, not the lotion. You want the hand cream or the body cream. I love this one from them. I have a couple of them. I keep them in different crochet project bags. Also on here, I listed Sorella yarn again. Just like the wool wash, they have in-house hand cream and it is fantastic. They also do them for special collections. For example, this one I got they did a Disney collection, and this is called Bippity Boppity Boo. And it smells just magical. Number 30 and 31 go hand in hand. 30 is a yarn related or crochet related sweater, shirt, or hoodie. I'm sorry. I love these kinds of things. They have ones with hilarious statements on it. Obviously, you can find them here on Amazon, but there's places like Etsy. Etsy, oh my gosh, this is where you're going to find your gold mine. There are so many just hilarious ones. And honestly, if you have a Cricut and want to put a little extra effort into it, you can make your own, or you can buy a graphic on Etsy and make your own. There is also some items here from TL Yarn Crafts. Tony, she's the queen of Tunisian crochet. I adore her. I think most of the community adores her. And if they don't, they just don't know her. But she has come out with some merch that has fun crochet sayings on it and yarn sayings. And I really have been eyeing that granny in training. And I just need to do it. I just need to buy it because I want it so badly. Similar is number 31, which is mugs with sayings. Now, if you're a person that is not that much of a coffee drinker or tea drinker, mugs are also a great way to store hooks and other things in your craft room or in your crafting area. So still a great gift to give. Obviously, Amazon, again, has some great options. We saw some great stuff over there at TL Yarn Crafts. And then again, I'm telling you, Etsy is the place for this. Definitely so many hilarious options and just so many things to choose from. Next up, number 32 are pattern books. These are not a thing of the past. They are very much alive, and some of the most well-known crafters on Instagram and YouTube are coming out with books every year. Honestly, so many things to choose from. I love that many of them have gone into niches. I love that many of them have gone into different TV shows and movies and made items based on that. There's a Harry Potter one. There's a Gilmore Girls one. I have seen Star Wars. I have seen, like, honestly, so many things. And then there are pattern books for everything you might want. Amigurumi, sweaters. One that I have and I am a fan of is Crochet Every Way, a Stitch Dictionary. So this tells you a bunch of different stitches and it does the math for you. So if you have a crocheter that is also a designer, I said that really weird, a designer, this might be a really great option for them. Next up, it's another kind of silly option, but I love them. Pins. Pins to place on project bags, pins to place on whatever your heart desires. There are so many cute crochet ones. There's some on Amazon, but really, again, Etsy is the place to be. That corgi one was sent to me by one of my favorite designers. She knows that I love corgis, and she made sure that I was aware of that. And you best believe that is coming home to me. Number 34 is a calendar. Who doesn't need a calendar? Now, I'm sure there are crochet calendars, like a 12-month calendar, but what I am specifically talking about is something like this. This is a reusable, well, not reusable, it doesn't matter. It just goes by date. This is a different stitch a day desk calendar. I love that there's so many options. And yes, there are that many different crochet stitches. Another great fun thing, and this is great to put with like maybe a bigger gift or you just want something kind of fun, stickers, crochet or yarn related stickers. Etsy, again, I'm looking at you. You are the greatest place to look for this. There's so many different options and just hilarious and adorable and just all the things. Another great place, I love Cerulean Orchid. They are well known for their stickers. I see them all the time at yarn events, and they will do special things for different indie dyers. I love that they have, like, there's gaming ones, like that Yoshi one. Oh my gosh. They have cute animal ones. They have cute, just look at them. Plus, again, by shopping here, you are supporting a small business, and I've met them in person, and they are just a fantastic human being. So definitely give them support. We are narrowing it down to our last few items. Number 36 is the Snuggie. Just like comfy socks, you do want just something to like make you feel warm and happy and comfortable while you are crafting. Honestly, there's so many different options. You can get the actual thing, or again, Amazon has all these great options. You know, again, that corgi one is calling my name. I swear corgis follow me everywhere because they know that I am looking for them. So check these out. Honestly, I've seen a few similar type things at Costco. That's a great option, or Sam's Club. Literally just anywhere. Snuggies are great. For the final item on our list, and probably the most obvious item, however, I do suggest it with caution. Yarn. It's what all crocheters love. It's the backbone of our craft. You cannot crochet without yarn. Okay, correction. There are some crochet things you can do without yarn, but you still have to make something that is basically yarn. You need this. Now, this is where I give this with a little bit of warning. All yarn is not made equal. Some people might enjoy getting acrylic yarn, and that is what they love. Others will hate it and not be a very happy person. Others love wool and would be very happy to get wool. Others, they might be allergic. So truly shop with caution for yarn. There's always an option, again, to go back, get a gift card. That's a really good option. Or dive in. If you know what they like, grab some. If there's a project that they've been talking about, and splurge, buy them enough for a whole entire sweater, a whole entire blanket. If you don't know what to buy them, look on, again, their Instagram, or maybe take a look at their stash, if they let you near it, and see what they have, see who they like, go and support a local business, grab some yarn from them, or again, your local yarn shop is your friend. I'm not talking about Joann's, Michaels. I am talking about your local small yarn shop. They do have higher end yarn, so the prices will be a little bit higher, or significantly higher depending on what kind of yarn you're buying. But people there, for the most part, love to discuss this kind of thing. This is what they're there for. They're there to help you. They're there to guide you, and getting them enough yarn to make a cowl or a scarf, and even maybe buying a pattern while you're there. Fantastic gift. I know that I would be over the moon if someone did that for me, even if it's maybe not a color that I would have chosen for myself. I still would love it, because it's honestly, when it comes to yarn, a lot of it is the thought. Now, don't go super crazy and get weird yarn for them. I mean, if you can go into a store like Joann's and see yarn that looks different from every other type of yarn, and there's a lot of it, there's probably a reason there's a lot of it. It's because people aren't buying it. So don't get them that. Again, yarn. Yarn is always a good answer, but proceed with caution. And there you have it. 37 items, to be specific, that are great gift options for a crocheter. And I dare say some are great for a knitter too, if you have somebody like that to shop for. Again, no hate towards knitters. I do knit as well. I actually, in that project bag I showed earlier, there was a knit project in there. So no hate to knitters. But this is a specific crochet video. So I had to give you a little bit of teasing. Anyway, keep this for Christmas. Keep this for, like I said, upcoming birthdays or things like that. If you are the crocheter, send this to people that are shopping for you. Maybe give them some ideas on what you need. Highlight a couple of things and be like, hey, number 23 would be a really great option for me. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you found something useful out of this. If you did, comment below. Let me know if you are a crocheter, what you are looking for, and I hope to see you in the next time. Bye, everybody.